Uh, there are multiple steps in formulating the digital marketing strategy. I'll take you through these steps. Uh, Step number one is understanding the market, and step number two is setting the objectives. The brand would have business objectives, and the campaign objectives would be related to dependent on the business objectives. Uh, Auditing the current state of your paid media, owned media, and earned media. Uh, Identifying the target audience. This is really important. Broad TG and granular TG. What would be the approach to target this audience? What approach will the agency suggest? Uh, the approach is also referred to as strategy. And then the plan and tactics. Although the plan and tactics are not really required in the strategy stage, but most of the clients demand that we include a rough plan, rough planning guide, and some kind of budgeting is required at this stage as well. Then the agency has to continuously monitor the campaign and report the campaign. Measurement is a very important step in formulating in proposing a digital marketing strategy, because digital is the medium where we can capture all the details. So that is the main benefit of the digital media. Final step is the analysis, post-campaign data analysis, and the information, the data that we collect, how will it help us in creating a better communication and better targeting and generating more leads. So it is the analysis part is really important, because just capturing the data would not be of much use. So now we'll understand each step in detail. Understanding the market. Okay, so you can actually ignore this step if it is not a detailed presentation or a pitch presentation, because normally if the client asks for a campaign strategy, you present the campaign strategy, and that's at that stage a complete market analysis is not required. So if you have to do the market analysis, if it is a pitch, what are the elements of the market? You'll have to include market size, the competition, what are the opportunities, and what are the barriers. This is also known as SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat analysis of the brand as compared to the competition. You can also do PESTEL analysis, which is an environmental analysis, the political environment, economic environment, social, technological, legal. But then a SWOT analysis is what most of the marketing people do, and it is more relevant as far as the product and the brand is concerned. Here, in the diagram, you see the smartphone market as of 2022 quarter two. There are multiple players like Xiaomi, Vivo, Realme, and Samsung and Oppo. Here, Xiaomi is leading the market, followed by Vivo, Realme, and Samsung. And if we look at some of the details, I've shared some of the details of these brands. Xiaomi continues to lead, but was the only vendor amongst the top 10 with declining shipments in year on year in 2022. Vivo climbed to the third slot, growing by 17% year on year, and continued to lead the offline channel with 24% share. Realme climbed to the second slot for a second time with strong year-on-year growth of 24%. Samsung dropped to the fourth slot, registering a weak quarter two with a growth of 3% year-on-year. It continued to lead in the 5G segments with 46% of its shipments as 5G smartphones. So what are the key highlights from Q2 of 2022 of the smartphone market? So the online channel reached a share of 52% with 5% year-on-year growth. This is expected to stay strong in the second half of 2022, which will be the festival season also, with more promotions during the sales events by e-tailer platforms. The business and the campaign objectives. So because business objective, let's say if the business objective is to increase online revenue by 20%, the campaign objectives would be dependent on the business objectives. If the business objective is to generate revenue by 20%, your campaign objectives probably would be generate 50% more leads via the website than the previous year. And your secondary objective would always be brand awareness, creating more engagement and followership, and getting more traffic to the website. So if you look at the primary objectives, it is sales, leads, downloads of your app-owned media. But it's important to set the key performance indicators, identify the key performance indicators, which are quantifiable key performance objectives. The secondary objectives, as I've just said, is brand awareness and engagement and traffic generation. So how would you know if your brand awareness is increasing or decreasing? You can do a brand survey. It can be done on sites like Google and Facebook, and you can actually know where your brand stands and whether the communication, the campaigns that you are running are having any effect on your TG. And brand lift is a free tool to measure your ads' impact on perception of your brands with metrics such as recall, brand awareness, and consideration, rather than traditional metrics such as clicks, impressions, or views. Brand lift can help you align your campaigns with your marketing goals. So there are multiple ways to monitor the campaign, both brand awareness and the sales or leads campaign. But auditing the current state of the assets is really important. How is your present state campaign doing? What is the current paid, owned, and earned media status? What is the average spend versus the type of media that we are using? If it's organic search or social media or paid search or display advertising, video, how are all these channels? What is the spend on these channels, and what is the revenue that these channels are generating? So the audit of the current situation of the brand communication is required. As I just said, social media, all the social media channels audit would also be required. Then identifying the target audience, or the TG. We also call it the target group. There is a broad TG and there is a granular TG. When we say broad TG, we are talking about demographics and psychographics. The demographics and psychographics of the broad TG. Demographics explain who your buyer is. Demographics include objectives like gender, age, income, marital status, while psychographics explain why they buy. Psychographic information includes subjective data like belief systems, values, goals, and attitudes. And granular targeting would require you to study the personas. Your target audience personas. So your marketing persona is a document that details your target audience, who, what, when, where, and why, in addition to understanding general demographic information such as gender, job title, job function, business size, team size, needs, pain points, and challenges. So granular targeting of your target audience helps us to create a better communication, which will give better results. This is a sample persona uh, for a furniture rental brand, and you see what all is captured in this the background. Here the persona is designer Shrestha. Who is she? Uh, she's a jewelry designer by profession, travels for work and leisure, artsy and ambitious girl. She's 23 years of age. When we look at demographics, she's 23 years of age, single female, graduated in jewelry design, originally from Himachal, but stays and works in Gurgaon, comes from a family of professionals, and has a salary income. She has a calm demeanor. She's fitness conscious, but occasionally eats out with friends. Friends often come over and stay at her rented one bedroom apartment. Uh, these are the identifiers, and the goals for her are she wants to establish herself in her career and dreams of having her own business one day. What are the challenges she's facing? Friends drop in anytime and she runs out of ideas of creating that extra space for them. She also likes to experiment with her home interiors and decor. She doesn't want to buy things which may make things difficult for her while moving to a different accommodation in or out of this city. So how can we help, or how can the brand help? Here we are talking about a rental company. So the brand can provide her with the best one-stop shop for her furniture, home appliances, and home furnishing needs. Brand could be let's say Renticle. If you say Renticle is the brand, then uh, it could be a one-stop shop for her furniture, home and appliances needs. Then the next step is the approach, or the strategy. What will be your channel strategy for your paid media, own media, and earned media? Now, when we talk about paid media, these are all the platform where you have to pay to run your ad, or you have to buy the inventory. Own media is are the channels owned by the brand or by the company. This would be the brand website, mobile app or mobile site, or a blog, or all the social media platforms on which social media campaigns run. Then earned media is all the referrals that you on from your social media shares, likes, and mentions, and your traffic generated from SEO. Even social media is actually part of earned media as well. So uh, So we'll have to check what worked and what didn't work previously. We'll have to study the previous campaigns when we do the asset analysis, and plus new additions. We will keep what worked previously in the previous campaigns, and we will make new additions so that we can increase our reach and generate more leads and more customers. And it could be based on the media consumption habits. You can learn about media consumption habits. I had done a video on ComScore, and I'll share with you that video as well. So ComScore helps us in learning about the media consumption habits of the different target audiences. So uh, what would be your strategy for search and SEO and Facebook targeting, whether you would do custom targeting or lookalike targeting. Audience sizing would also be required. And when you are creating your campaign on Facebook or on Google, you can uh, get to know about the audience sizing from the dashboard itself. And uh, then there'll be an influencer strategy, and the content strategy would be really important because content is still the king. And whatever you create and share with your prospective customers, that will only get you results when your content is relevant and what people are actually looking for. Your messaging approach or the creative approach or the communication strategy is also part of the approach. And the first step is obviously the audience mapping. Instead of showing one generalized creative to all, it is now possible to segment audience into groups. So you don't have to run just one creative for all the audiences. There are different stages. Different customers have different requirements. If you are targeting gamers, there'll be casual gamers, and there'll be hardcore gamers. And how can we target these audiences with one creative? We can't. So we'll have to show multiple creatives. We can make use of tools like Ads Creative Studio, Google's Ad Creative Studio, which helps the creators to create multiple creatives for the audiences and do precise targeting with the relevant creative. Content framework. Content planning is a very important step. Content is still the king, and we can create multiple content pillars depending upon the requirements based on the TG that you have identified. This is just an example. Like you can include educational content. You can include content about your products, stories and testimonials you can add about your customers. Multiple themes can be created. Aspirational content theme, ifs and buts, and how, where, and why is new product launches. You can discuss about the media coverage and promotions that you're planning for the brand. Then you can use reposts or the user-generated content, and many more themes you can add. Multiple content formats would be required, like video. Video is number one format, and it's a high impact and creates awareness and even helps in sales. Then images, articles, infographics, and ads could also be added. Blogs and posts would be required. And how would you distribute your posts on social media, on owned media, and would you be using paid social ads? So what will be the promotional budget and the promotional strategy for those? So content framework helps us in planning the content that we are planning to share with the target audience. And plans and or tactics. It's an optional step. You can add a plan for paid media and social media and search in the digital marketing strategy. But it could be shared separately with the client in another meeting also. But many clients would ask you to include the budget and the plan as part of the digital marketing strategy itself. So a plan would have, like if it's a paid media plan, you'll have multiple platforms where you will be running the campaign, and the budget that would be required for running this campaign. How many times in a year? What will be the flighting of the campaign? When all would the campaign would run? There can be multiple campaigns in a year in different quarters. And social media has to be it has to be a continuous process. You'll require posts on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. And what would be the budget for the social media? Again, organic search, SEO would be an always-on activity. and when are you planning your paid search? What would be the budget for the paid search? Or everything would be a plan, would be a part of the plan or the tactics. Then comes the measurement or monitoring and reporting part. Uh, uh, Based on the KPIs that we have set for the campaign, the key performance indicators, like how many leads we are targeting from the campaign, what is the return on ad spend that we are targeting, uh, testing the creatives, testing the multiple creatives for the campaign, and like which the creative which works the best. We would run that creative. We'll see the conversion rate. What are the number of leads against the traffic that we are generating. And See, A/B testing lets you compare two versions of an ad strategy by changing variables such as ad creative, audience, or placement. We show each version to a segment of your audience and ensure that nobody sees both. Then determine which version performs the best. So this is the post-campaign analysis of a luxury car launch. Here we have the paid media spend summary and the results that the campaign generated. So we have the particulars of the ads that were booked and what was the objectives for each platform. What reach did we get, and what were the results actually, and how much budget was spent on the campaign. We define the success metrics at the start of the campaign, and the estimations are based on the industry benchmarks. We compare the estimations with the actual results. Like here we have estimated video view-through rate and campaign average view-through rate, then estimated engagement rate and the actual engagement rate, estimated cost and the actual cost. So we measure the success of the campaign based on the estimations that we do based on the industry benchmarks and the previous campaign results. How the campaign has performed, we can put that down in the last slide. And what is the scope of improvement that we can suggest to the client? So if, let's say, the view-through rate was low on Facebook, why was the view-through rate low? Because the length of the video was much longer. So we can actually reduce, make it shorter by a few minutes or a few seconds. And the leads that we generated, if the quality of leads was not good, what can we do to improve the quality of the leads? And on the search ads, how can if we need to increase the number of text ads and keyword, do we need to increase the number of text ads and keywords? Do we need to improve the landing page content to further improve the lead conversion, the lead and get the cost of lead down? How can we improve the videos? How can we further improve the video views by using short form? Can we improve it by using short form videos and focusing better on video content? What should be our future strategy on LinkedIn? So in the scope of improvement, we suggest how can we improve the future campaigns and make the learnings of the present campaign to use. I hope you like this presentation. And if you like this presentation, please give it a thumbs up.